ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do the Hovercraft logo part 2. We're going to learn to use the pen tool. And actually, we're also going to learn to use the pencil tool and a couple other tools. Let's take a look at what the PowerPoint slideshow says. You have to write this down. The pencil tool is a simple way to draw. It's a very simple way to draw. We're going to use it to draw hair. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. Let's go to our monkey man here. So we're going to go to the pencil tool. We're going to click on that, and you can just simply draw just kind of how you're used to drawing. Okay, and you can do a couple things. Number one, let's blow this up so you can see it. You can do a couple things. You can change the color. Okay, so if you want him to have blue hair, and if you click on the stroke here, you can change it from a dreaded butt cap. You can change it to a rounded cap. You can see how it rounded the edges, and so on and so forth. You can increase the weight or decrease the weight and make it thicker or smaller. All right, so mess around a little bit and draw his hair. We're going to go back to the pencil tool and draw some more hair. So you go ahead and fill in the hair, hit pause and do that, and then I will go back to the PowerPoint slideshow. Okay, so the next thing we're going to use is the pen tool. The pen tool is a precise way to draw lines and curves. So let's see what that's going to look like using the pen tool. Okay, so I'm going to double click on this hand. Actually, I'm going to make the whole thing bigger. Okay, so double click on the hand again. Okay, so you can see I have this weird bubble thing, and it's an odd geometric shape here. So I'm going to use the pen tool, and the pen tool, if you just click, release, click, release, click, release, click, release. I can mimic this thing. I can just go over this thing and do it. So I want you guys to do that as well. It's just practice making straight shapes with straight lines with the pen tool. The pen tool is great for making straight lines, so go ahead and do that. Okay? Alright, the other thing the pen tool is really good at is making accurate curves. So I'm going to magnify this. If you take a look at his mouth, it's a kind of an odd curve. Okay, and I'm going to put the mouth on top of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, I'm going to make a new layer, I'm going to double click on it, I'm going to call it mouth. And click OK. You do the same thing. Alright, so we're going to try to make a little curve that matches this. So I'm going to go to my pen tool, and what you do, follow with me closely here. You click and you drag. These are the, so instead of just click, 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 I click, drag, release. Okay? And then I'm going to come up here. Here's the top of my curve. I'm going to click, drag, release. Okay? I'm going to come right here. Click, drag, release. I'm going to come here, do the same thing. Click, drag the mouse, release. And then I'm going to finish my curve. I'm going to click, drag, release. And you can see how we've made the mouth. Now, one of the things we can do, you can see that this came out a little bit too big. So I can go back and edit. I can go to the direct selection tool. I can grab that handle, and I can drag it back how I want. Okay, the other thing I could do is I could go to the pen tool. I could go to the add anchor point tool. I can click right there, add an anchor point, go back to my direct selection point, click off, click on the anchor point, and I can move that anchor point. So there's a few things I can do to get it really accurate. Okay, so now you go ahead and draw this guy's mouth. Okay, hit pause and do that. Okay, we've already done this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use the text tool for regular and type on a path. Okay, by the way, as you can see, I'm not having you completely finish the monkey. I'm just having you do parts of it for exercise. If you want to finish it, you can. I don't know that we're going to have time for it, but okay. So we did this little bubble thing over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add text to it. So text is very important in artwork, but we're going to click, and we're going to click, and is something going to happen? There we go. So there's that. So you can change the font, you can change the style, and you can change the size. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 18, and I'm going to type in hi. You can type in whatever you want. So now I'm going to go, I'm still on the text tool, I'm going to select it, and then you can click here and just choose whatever. You can basically click in here and hit the arrow tool and change to the different fonts that you like, and find one that you like. Okay? And then when you get one that you like, you can click it, and you can rotate it if you want. So you can go to the free transform tool and you can twist it however you want. Okay, so that's one thing. Alright, the next thing I'm going to have you do for practice is click on the selection tool, click off so it's not selected anymore. We're going to make a shape here, so we'll draw a little circle here, and then you're going to go back to the text tool, click and hold, and then you're going to go to the type on a path tool. So you click here, and then you can type around the circle. Okay, whatever you want. So those are the things. So that's it, I think. Well, let's double check the PowerPoint slideshow. Let's see what else is here for the monkey. Okay, you have to do the quiz. What is Adobe Illustrator? What is the pen tool good for? What is the pencil tool good for? What does the add anchor point tool do? And what does the direct selection tool do? I'll quiz you on that a little bit. And then we're going to go to part 3, which is going to talk about, so you've learned some tools here. You learned how to use Adobe, and you're going to use that to make a logo for your hovercraft. So that's going to be part 3. Ready, go.